Hello, Internet, and welcome to the first episode of my new show, The Crow's Nest. I am here joined today with Kathy, who will probably be a recurring episode or a recurring guest on this show.
Hi there, I'm Kathy. I'm better than you. Like, if you're listening to this, I'm better than you. That's a fact.
That's not true in the slightest.
Yeah, you're right. It's not.
Anyway, so for our inaugural episode, we have decided to watch a French film.
Ooh la la.
I saw that coming a mile away. Bonjour, my friend. Okay, so Kathy, you seem to know more about this movie than I did at the start. So, do you want to give us like a recap of the movie, or like what you had seen about it prior to this?
I can give you like a recap. So there's these robot dudes in a French city, right? They go around kidnapping kids and taking them to an island so a guy can steal their dreams. However, the guy that steals their dreams isn't actually like getting what he wants out of it because the only thing he sees is nightmares, right?
Okay.
So he kidnaps a kid of like a little boy, and this movie is about that boy's brother's quest to get him back.
Close enough recap. Without getting into too many of the weird spoilers that we're going to get into while talking about this. This movie's so weird.
It is very weird. I'll say.
It is very weird. Like, you would get this vibe from something titled the sci-fi fantasy genre.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is weird.
Excuse me.
So I'm gonna get into this just right off the bat. The dynamic between the older brother and what's her name? The little girl, I forgot her name.
Moret
was really good. Like,
I thought it was a good dynamic, but I personally I also liked the dynamic between Irvin and Crunk. I mean,
which one's Crunk?
the the guy he's the guy.
The guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's the dream stealer himself.
Okay, he's the guy. I was like, who's Irvin? I'm like,
No, Irvin is the brain in the jar. Crunk is like the guy stealing all the dreams.
That is a very funny name because Crunk sounds like Gronk, aka dumbass muscle, or I should say himbo muscle, which very clearly fits, our main character. And I was like,
yeah, I mean, I literally called him a himbo in my notes, so.
I mean, like, I just made like a mental note, like himbo.
Yeah, that's the first thing you see when you think.
Exactly. Like, super strong man, kind of dumb, but his heart's in the right place. Now, the other guy, I completely forgot his name, but like the first guy, you know what I mean by that?
Are you talking about the diver, or are you talking
the diver?
about...
Yeah. It's the first guy. It's like,
yeah.
No, I was first. No, the guy with the fucking beard was first because he's literally older.
Yeah.
It just kind of makes sense. I don't know why these men were so blind. I'm also kind of concerned how they got this to happen. I'm not sure if they were all like quintuplets or something.
Well,
or
no,
like
it's like well, remember, like, okay, remember it said that like in the movie it was like this guy.
No. I mean, like the actors.
The what?
The actors, like the guys.
The actors. All right. Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're like sextuplets or what, because they pulled this off so well. I didn't see a single body double. It was weird.
I mean, I bet I bet it was maybe just like twins or triplets.
Maybe because we do only ever, aside from the boat scene, like at the very end, we only like see like three of them on screen at a time, so it's probably triplets,
Yeah, that would make
but
the most sense.
maybe. And I
So
could have just like not been looking at the boat scene close enough, but yeah. Um, so uh, for the plot about the little girl, because that is technically the B plot of this movie to an extent, which almost gets her killed and is great. The little girl is a thief who was forced to do this by what I can also only assume are her adopted parents.
orphanage people.
Orphanage people, yes.
Yeah.
Which, for some reason, had a classroom where they were teaching people or teaching children how to theft, which is like really weird. But then right before like the climax of the movie, which I thought this was great to like cap off her story as well, prior to like the actual climax of the movie. The orphanage people trying to legitimately fucking kill her with some weird like serum that she gets or that they get from a circus performer of all people.
Yeah.
It's
Like
just
which
great.
like which mind controls people is what I'm getting.
I'm not sure if it's mind control or just puts them into a fit of like murderous intent. Kind of left vague. I'm not mad about it. I don't want to know more about that serum. If there was
What
more
I
about that serum, I kind of would have gotten lost.
what I want to know more about is like the Cyclops people, like the cyborgs.
As far as
Like,
I'm aware, they're like an evil cult. Like, you know how there's like the Sith and the Jedi in Star Wars?
I mean, it kind of seems like they're an evil cult, but like, did the inventor make them that way? Why are they like, what's happening? It's like,
I think Irvin is just hella fucking rich and paid the cult to kidnap children.
you mean Crunk?
Or Krunk, sorry.
Yeah.
But I think Krunk is just hella fucking rich and paid them to kidnap children for him.
Yeah, that would make
Because
sense.
there was clearly like a like beneficial thing going on. They weren't just under Krunk's control. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes full sense.
They were probably like enforcers or something, like, you know, cops are to us,
Yeah.
but it's like the corrupt cops, if that makes sense.
Well, they also are like Nazis,
Well, yeah, they are also like Nazis, so yeah, that makes sense.
but like, but like,
Nazis everywhere you look, there's more Nazis.
but like, you also see like a real police officer in the
Oh
movie.
yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
He's in it for 2 seconds and has like the funniest thing in this movie happen to him.
Yeah. It, he's tripped and like they use
He's chasing these little fucking kids because they've stolen a safe with this giant himbo of a man. And he just gets tripped by one of them using like the simplest trick in the book, and he's just dangling over a river. I know that's played out, but it's funny as fuck just to watch. I was totally expecting this kid just to walk across him.
and then he did.
And it was great.
I,
Sorry, that's like the best part of this movie. It's kind of creepy, all things considered. Like and it's not like to the point of like Coraline creepy, if that makes sense. It's like if this were real, you would be really fucking creeped out.
huh.
I also got the year of this movie wrong so hard.
What year did you think it was?
For some reason, I had read something that said that it was posted 9 years ago for like the trailer of it when I watched it last night, and just assumed, oh, it came out in 2009, and told that to somebody, and I'm like, nope, that's not when this movie came out. This movie came out in the 90s. They're definitely not making money off of it anymore.
Yeah,
just to excuse my like use of piracy for it, because I wasn't gonna wait a week to buy this movie.
I did not pirate it.
You have this movie on DVD?
No, it's on Amazon Prime.
That's worse.
Why do you say that?
Because you paid for not only a subscription, but then you also paid for the movie itself.
I already had the subscription, first of all.
I know, but
Amazon
still.
Amazon Prime Video, and it was for free on there for some reason.
So it was on. So it was for free on there. Never mind then. You paid for a subscription to get it. That's not that bad. I didn't know this. I also have Amazon Prime.
Oh,
Just didn't cross my mind to check if it was there. I just went to Cineb. Because that's just where I watch movies now. It's just Cineb because I can watch whatever I want for free.
I try not to pirate. I try not to pirate stuff now.
If it's old enough, I don't really care. I try not to pirate like brand new movies, but after like 3 or 4 years, they're not making money off of it anymore, or at least not nearly as much as they probably would be if it came out right now. So it's kind of like hit or miss. You're not gonna get like much from it or get much lost either way.
Yeah, I guess.
I also don't support big corporations. Hobie Brown.
Yeah. So
if anybody gets that reference, we will eventually do an Across the Spider-Verse review. Maybe.
Well, can we do a review of Across the Sea by Weezer?
Why is everyone a Weezer fan in this? I just looked at the server thing, and everyone except for me and you is a Weezer fan.
No, I'm a Weezer fan.
No. Their names are number 1 Weezer fan and number 1 Weezer fan number 2.
What? Number 1 Weezer
Go look at their usernames in the server. It's just number 1 Weezer fan and number 2 Weezer fan. I don't know who
talking about.
The podcasting server people, the people that I invited that were spamming the chat with random shit that we didn't need to talk about yet.
Oh, all right.
Like the general chat, they're just number 1 Weezer fan and number 2 Weezer fan, and I'm just like, who the fuck got Jack to agree to this?
I have no idea. Hold on.
I have no idea either.
So.
Anyway, back to the movie before we get even more off topic.
So,
oh, you're number 3 Weezer fan now? God damn it, Kathy.
So what did you think of, like, what were the first reactions to, like, the opening of the movie?
The opening. That was...
The Santa dream.
Oh, yeah, the Santa dream. Kind of confused, all things considered. I'm like, okay, why are there so many Santas, first off? Secondly, why is there a child crying? Thirdly, what is the significance of this teddy bear? And we do find out, like, what the significance of this teddy bear is later, but it's just like, what? That was my first, like, reaction to it. And I was just like, okay. The scene of, like, I say it was a good start to the movie. It just had me, like, really confused at first. But,
Sorry, go on.
You're good. No, you're good. Go ahead.
I thought it was a good introduction to, like, what's happening and why it's happening, basically. So...
I didn't understand what was happening at first. I was just really confused.
To be fair, I have watched this movie before, but I was like 7, so...
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I've heard of this movie once in passing and never heard of it again.
Well, until now.
Oh, until now, and I just watched it. Kind of concerning that I couldn't find it in French on Cineb, but oh well. Cineb is Cineb, and I'm not going to complain.
What was the American voice acting any good?
Actually, surprisingly.
Hmm.
Himbo, whose name I still don't know, was like really fucking good for a voice actor because he was like voiced in like a Russian accent, but it was like an authentic Russian accent.
Oh wait, hold on. His name is One, I think.
I wasn't sure if his name was One or if that was just a designation that they gave him.
I think his,
That was what I was confused about. So yeah, maybe it is One. Well, I'll just refer to him. I'm just gonna refer to him as Himbo because that's how I remember this man.
that's fair.
But his voice acting was really good. Surprisingly, the little girl's was also really good, but I don't think she was voiced by like an actual child. Is the thing. I think she was voiced by like someone in like their late teens, early 20s, maybe.
In the
And
French version, I want to point out, like the sisters. Like, I assume they're sisters. Like, you know who I'm talking
well,
about.
they're conjoined twins, so
Oh, they're conjoined?
yeah, that's what that shoe was like. They only had 3 legs. One of them accidentally kicked it and hurt both of them, and I'm like, oh, they're conjoined twins. That makes sense why they're always so close to each other.
Oh, I didn't notice that, but
Yeah, they're conjoined at the foot. It's weird.
but I want to say, oh, sorry.
They would win a 3-legged race. I can almost guarantee that. They
I
have to
want
deal with this on a daily. So yeah, they're gonna win that 3-legged race.
in the French version, I just want to point out that their voice acting specifically, like their acting in general, was pretty good.
Oh, like I can say something about like the physical acting for the most part. I loved it. The facial expressions were like top tier and like sold the dystopia that they are in almost perfectly. Like one in particular just was so just amazing, like facially wise, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does. I get it.
And like, even though I was watching the dub, I still could like realize what was actually intended over like, anime where the faces are basically the same for most things. You get angry or you get happy, or you get like the middle ground that's just emotionless. And it's just like, meh. But this had actual emotion put into it, and you could feel it beyond just what was or what the dialogue was. It's a pretty good made movie, even for the dub, which I find surprising.
Yeah, and the thing is, I kind of like. I'm not gonna say the props are bad because they're not, but the
No,
props are.
they're really good props.
Yeah,
Aside from like that one that the guy confused for a gun, and I'm just like, it's kind of dumb.
yeah, the props in like the town specifically, like all the grimy like rails and like walkways. I
Oh
thought
yeah,
those.
those are amazing.
Yeah, I thought those were like really cool, and they like sold me on the movie. Like the props here are like pretty good.
And I was kind of confused why everyone was like avoiding the ocean so badly, and then I'm like, huh. There's water everywhere in this. Why are they avoiding it, not using it as like a means to like transport shit like Italy? Or like that one town in Italy, I forgot what town it is.
Venice.
Yeah, that. The place that Spider-Man 2 is set in the MCU.
Hmm.
Or like for the majority of the movie anyway. But like once you get like farther into the movie, it sort of gets explained. There's that minefield, but it's just like kind of out of nowhere, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I
Like,
I bet they set. I mean, the minefield makes sense. They didn't want people to come close to them, right?
yeah, that makes sense. But why they wouldn't use like the rivers or like the waterways that were going through the city, like the where the guy fell, why they wouldn't just like make small rafts basically to like float things down it for like, moving shit. It kind of lost me, but I'm like, okay, cool. They just don't use them. It's kind of green water anyway, but that's just the ocean.
I mean, you do. I mean, you do see that one like circus guy come in and collect One and Moret. well, at least try to collect Moret. And
Well, yeah,
he was using
he was using a boat, and
yeah,
that was just. And then there's the one. Then there's the scuba guy whose name I still don't know. I don't know any of these people's names. The only like memorable names are Moret and Hembo. Honestly, and that's only because I misheard one's name and thought it was Juan the first time I heard it. I thought they were just giving this guy a Mexican name to give him a Mexican name, and I'm like, okay, Juan.
Oh yeah. Okay, so can I talk about the robot cult for a second?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, so in the beginning scene of the movie, like the guys, like the robot cult are out there preaching that people should become robots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, like they all like put their hand on like a guy's shoulder who leads them away, right?
Yeah.
That's actually a reference. I forget what war it was, but during a war, these people had captured POWs, and they blinded 100 of them, except one who's
Oh,
allowed.
you're talking about the blind guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they no,
I
no.
know what that is a reference to, but I can't remember what war it is either.
Yeah. It was during some war. They blinded 99 guys and took the eye out of
One of
one of
them.
them, and they made that guy lead the other people the back to the place that they were fighting.
Yeah, and it was just you can get that from this movie. It's just Nazis and then an insane man. Can we talk about the brain in a jar for a minute? Because I thought that was just like a really cool prop, honestly.
Yeah, I liked Irvin.
Like I know it's meant to be like this sentient guy, but it's just like this prop design is so cool. And having him like speak through like I think they're called
It's like
the old record players. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. It's kind of like what is it? It's like a steampunk brain in a jar. There's no other way
Yeah,
to
and it's just
describe
like
it.
really cool.
Like having his eye be like one of those picture things was really cool too.
It's basically a camera, which I
Yeah,
thought was really fucking funny. It was
yeah,
like a sci-fi aesthetic to a camera anyway. It had like the shutter flash and everything. It was just really good. Um, then you have I will say the like I'm gonna call them siblings. I know they're clones, but like the siblings are really good for what they do because you've got the one that's good at cooking, so he makes all of the food and shit. You've got the servants that are the other ones, but then there's like specific jobs that each of them have, and you can like pick out which one serves which purpose, if that makes sense.
yeah. I get it.
Like they say that they're all basically the same. I don't think that's true. I think each of them is like individually a different thing, or like a different. I'm gonna say they're a different person, each of them with like specific like skills,
Yeah,
and are all like part of, are like they have parts of the creator in them, if that makes sense.
yeah, that does.
Which I find really fucking interesting. Now, Krunk's a dickhead for little to
Yeah,
no reason.
I mean, he has a reason.
No, not really. He just wants to be young again, and he's been told that his shit's not going to work, and doesn't believe that it's not going to work, despite it failing time and time again.
I mean, not really. Isn't it implied that he can't really like feel any emotions?
No, not necessarily, because he cries several times in the movie. It's like he doesn't feel them in the same way that we feel them, I don't think, but he does feel some type of emotion. It's just that he can't be happy.
Like it specifically said that he can't dream.
Well, yeah, because he's a fucking project of Irvin's.
Irvin,
Or, I swear, I think the creator and Irvin are the same motherfucker.
that doesn't even make sense.
No, hear me out, okay? So, the creator, we don't see Irvin and the creator at the same time, okay?
Yes, we do.
When? No, I mean, like, before the, like, end of the movie. Like, whenever they're in the flashback, we don't see them at the same time. That makes sense?
I mean, it does. So wait, you think they took the brain out of Irvin?
Pretty fucking much. I think they took his fucking brain and replaced it with something. And this is because it's kind of implied that the fucking diver can't really dream either until that smoke gets released.
I mean, why do you think it's implied that the smoke can't get... Like, why do you think it's implied that the diver can't dream?
Just because he's, like, so mentally broken, and the fact that he can't, like, remember anything to form a dream, if that makes sense. His dreams are partially formed from memory, and that's what Krunk was trying to do by, like, the Santa scenes, if that makes sense.
I guess it does.
But now, here's the other part. So it's implied that they tried to kill the diver in the flashbacks. But we don't see Irvin in it. And the diver is far too valuable for, like, Krunk to lose. Like, mentally. He might not need the body anymore, but he definitely needs the mind.
I mean, Krunk is more intelligent than the diver.
That's because per se, sort of. But he still needs the, like, second-hand aspect of it. They also sounded really similar in the American, like, or in the English, like, translated dub of it.
They did not sound similar at all in the French version.
That was another thing. There's also the aspect of Irvin knows who the fuck created who when, and makes that very clear that he knows that. It seems like something only the creator himself.
Wait, no. Irvin said that he was created before Krunk, though.
Huh.
I think he did, at least.
I don't think he said that. I think he was talking to one of the clones and was like, "You were the first."
Yeah, but remember when he was talking to Krunk and telling him the story about the creator, which made him cry?
That's also something weird, because it implies that either Irvin created Krunk, or he's the same person as the creator, and the creator created Krunk. But then then the creator made him too smart, and Krunk took over. But Krunk was unable to feel emotion.
I mean, I guess I just don't see it.
To each their own. It's just something that I kind of picked up. It's weird. Fuck. I forgot her name. I've just been referring to her, and my brain is red. For some reason. That or the little girl.
Moret?
Moret, yeah. Her story is, like, really good for what it is, because she goes from being this orphan to having found a family that not only wants her, but is willing to help her grow in a way, to the extent that she is willing to sacrifice herself for her family. I thought that was really good.
I really liked her story as well. Moret also seems like a very smart child, is the implication that I get from her.
Yeah, she is incredibly intelligent. Just one of probably the smartest people, aside from, like, Irvin and
Right.
Crunk.
Yeah.
And her kind of smarts come from a different source than Irvin's and Crunk's, because Crunk and Irvin are like very much, I'm gonna say, technologically smart. Irvin kind of has the emotional smart that she has. It's kind of like the bridge between the two. But Moret definitely is like street smarts mixed with like the human capacity for like all emotion.
Yeah, I would agree. She seems like more capable to like talk herself out of a situation.
She really is. Um, like she is really good for a, and like for a child actor, she played very well. Um, Another thing that I kind of want to get into, the bar scene.
Oh yeah.
The bar scene. That girl was hot. You can't say she wasn't.
Yes, I can.
She she
I
really
can
was like she pulled the short hair off. It was great.
listen, I can absolutely say she is not hot.
What is your reasoning?
I don't like women.
Okay, fair. Well, you can admit someone's hot and not like women.
I don't know.
It's like conventionally attractive. If that makes sense.
I don't know.
She's an attractive person.
Like, was she?
Yeah.
All right, whatever you say. I'm not the woman judger. All right.
But that scene in particular, just aside from the hot person that was there, um, one's like drinking spree is like really good for what it was doing.
Yeah.
Like
He basically
he was
Moret,
broken,
like he thought Moret had died, and it was just like it seemed like he wanted to like drink himself to death.
and that's what he was trying to do. He thought Moret was dead. He thought his little brother was dead. He thought he wasn't going to be able to like get anybody to, or he thought he had lost any semblance of family, and it just showed. And Moret's reaction to it was like rather funny, I think.
She just kind of
He just kind of comes in and is like, "Get off your fucking ass! I'm not dead,
dumbass.
dumbass."
Now, what is it?
Trying to think of how to pad this out more. We've kind of said our whole opinions on this.
I mean, I have a lot more opinions on this movie. Do you?
You said you took notes. I'm curious about what your notes were.
Okay. The diver, when Moret is saved by the diver, she's tied up and thrown into the water, and she's saved by the diver at that moment, right?
Uh-huh.
The diver is like right about like everything he says to her then.
Yeah.
Like somebody is trying to kill him and that she should stay with him. Like she should have like from a practical standpoint, she should have absolutely stayed with him. Like there's literally like a roving gang of like robot child kidnappers out for her head.
Well, yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah. That totally was a thing she should have like taken into consideration, but she didn't. And I'm just like, well, I mean, your heart's in the right place. Her heart was definitely in the right place.
I mean, it makes sense for her character to not stay.
Yeah, definitely. Her like not staying just kind of melded its way into being one of the crucial points of the movie, and it was like very good for her character wise. She could have stayed. She could have lived for God knows how long, but she would have felt lonely, and God knows how long the diver would have stayed alive.
Also, I think it's like the movie implies that the diver was not a very good parent.
Not necessarily that he's a bad parent, just that he was almost killed by Krunk.
I mean,
And
there's got to be a reason he was almost killed by Krunk, right?
Krunk was mad about something. That's all that I really know.
Like, and also I want to like after
But
he like at the very end of the movie, the way he's talking about like his own children, I think it sort of implies that he was a bad like father.
maybe. But I also don't think. See, he also didn't realize it until right before he was about to fucking die, and they couldn't really hear him. So, eh, it's it can be taken either way. I don't think he intended to be a bad parent, but he might have been.
That I don't know. I guess that's kind of like the feeling I get from from him.
Yeah, he is kind of weird.
Yeah,
um, I didn't have much to say about the score of this movie. It was interesting, but not nearly as like impactful as other movies that we've covered.
yeah. It's like Kubo's score was really good.
Kubo's score was great. If listeners of this show want to go and check out our Kubo review, you can find it on the Issue Crew, because I'm gonna talk about Riley's show for a second. Kathy's a host there now. I'm still not.
I don't know. I can put in a good word with the big man.
The big man is Riley. What the fuck you mean?
Yeah, I know.
He's literally the one who said I had a better shot of getting into the Issue Crew than you did getting back into it. And then the day after, you proceeded to be back in the Issue Crew.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's still really funny to me. I'm just like, you fucking liar.
I'm sorry I had to do you like that.
Yeah, you did me like that.
Sorry, go on.
You're good. No, I'm trying to think of something else about this movie. We're like
So what do you
barely
think?
32 minutes in.
Sorry. So what do
I
you
said
think? What do you think like the main like themes and like messages of this movie are?
human compassion.
What?
Human compassion.
Why would you say
Okay.
that?
Specifically Himbo, aka One. And like the entire storyline revolving around him up until the final bit, we get his compassion towards not only Moret, but also his like undying love for his little brother. So it's like you can get all of this fancy tech, try and immortalize yourself, try and make yourself younger, whatever. Nothing will compare to living a life with those who not only care about you, but you love as well. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
I was gonna say like a major theme of this movie is family.
That's another one.
Uh,
It shows not only a broken family, but also a functional, found family.
this movie like shows like several broken families. Like it shows the way like the conjoined twins. Like it shows that they hate each other at when they die. Like
Well, not necessarily that they hate each other. They were stung by that, like insect. Remember?
yeah, I remember, but I think it's
And
implied that they're speaking, well, at least what I got is that they're speaking from the heart there, and they truly did just want to like murder each other.
yeah, but if one died, the other died, so they couldn't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
Despite this being, a science fiction world, they're still conjoined twins. They can't be fixed. It is very hard to like remove conjoined twins like that.
I mean, if they're conjoined at the foot, it's got to be easier than like other
But yeah,
parts.
it's easier than like removing someone who is like only has 2 legs and 2 arms, but is 2 different fucking people.
Yeah.
We also see like the dysfunctional family between the diver, Irvin, Krunk, and the children. Side note: the other thing is like, or the other another major theme of this is obviously dreams, how they can be influenced by the natural order, or like by the events that happen in real life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like Krunk dressing up as Santa Claus is influencing the dreams of the children.
And it
And
like he doesn't like he deep down he doesn't give a shit about the children. He just wants himself to be happy. He's not selfless at all.
no, he's not. He's like trying to fuel their dreams so that he can steal them. And Irvin is a really good guy, all things considered, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Irvin was not only like what he was doing was for the greater good, all things considered, because he did technically lie to one of the siblings, but he lied for the cause of getting them to steal the dreams and get rid of them, basically. He was trying to stop Krunk. Even
Yeah.
if, like, barely.
I mean, not barely. He did get that guy to toss the canister outside the window.
Yeah, but Krunk clearly had other canisters and such, and it only slowed him down. It didn't stop him. Because he does the same thing later in the movie.
Yeah.
Irvin's kind of complicit in it, but he's like unwillingly complicit, and this is the other part that has me thinking that he and the creator are technically the same guy. Because part of, like, if Irvin watched his own body, or like found out his own body was thrown off a fucking cliff, of course he wouldn't willingly like comply with what was being forced onto him, if that makes sense.
I mean, it does, but like Irvin could just be like a good guy.
Could be. He could be. I still think that they are kind of the same person. I don't have full facts on that, but nah. Let's see. The lighting of this movie is really good.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I'm running out of things to talk about. Seriously.
Yeah, I was gonna say the lighting of this movie, with its like profound but muted colors, really sticks out.
Yeah,
It sells the city.
it really does. And like going through like each aspect of the city, you can tell how disjointed it is, even with like the minor things. Like we see a couple of places that are just like really strange. You're echoing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the strange things. So the one of the last scenes of the movie is the dream sequence between Moret and Krunk.
Yeah. And
That
they're
was
just
really where Krunk like turns into a baby and Moret turns into like an old woman.
yeah.
I think
It shows like the maturity levels, I think, of the two.
yeah,
Because Moret is very much a grown-up in the sense that she has emotionally grown to protect those around her, even more so than a literal adult.
Yeah,
who is still in like the developing stages of his brain.
Yeah, Krunk just kind of like Krunk acted like a child even to the point of having other people read like bedtime stories to him.
Yeah, and I will say this movie had like the fucking darkest and creepiest version of like ASMR shit. It was weird. Like when Irvin is like telling everyone in the room to go to sleep, it's like an ASMR type thing, and it's just creepy as fuck. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does. Like,
it's not something that should put you to sleep. It's something that would make you stay awake and be terrified. Especially if you were like a child
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a brain in a jar talking to you.
the Sandman thing. Yeah.
It's like proto ASMR, and it's just weird. Then the scene when Moret and one are like sleeping, and you just see like the height difference between the two is funny. That's another one of those moments that just kind of made me laugh while I was watching it.
Yeah, I also like the moment where he took off her shoes because she couldn't walk anymore.
Yeah, she had a giant fucking hole in her shoe.
Yeah, that's probably not like a good thing,
No,
right?
it's not. You're supposed to replace shoes every like 10,000 steps or something. Or
What?
that you've taken them like roughly because they wear down quickly and the soles will like give out.
10,000? There's no way it's 10,000 steps.
I don't remember the actual number, but I know Sonic should have had like new shoes 30 times over by the end of his first movie. That's about it.
Somebody counted?
Somebody counted and was like, how long would it take for Sonic to need new shoes? And they were like, it would take him at least running across the country once to need new shoes, and this man did it like 7 times. And I'm like, damn. I have no clue how many steps that actually is, all things considered.
Damn.
But yeah, it was weird. MatPat, go back to doing videos like that. They're way better. Just analyze how many fucking steps it takes for Sonic to need new shoes.
Yeah.
Sorry, you gotta admit those are some of the good game theory episodes.
The best game theory episode is the one where he suggests the Minecraft sea monument thing is a Muslim temple.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about that. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
MatPat just has probably gone insane by now. Can we all just agree to that? Like MatPat insane.
Yeah,
Fucking analysis this man does on anything he gets his fucking hands on is just insane. Like
MatPat is just like sitting in a basement somewhere, like connecting threads.
no, he's not in a basement. He's in his recording closet.
They should just like new game theory video. New game theory video.
Ans's Ness.
Hold on. Did Sans Undertale do 9/11? Like just the most like stupid thing you can think of.
It's hilarious to watch. Have you seen his fucking Paw Patrol video?
Oh no, what is that about?
It's about this fucking kids show. Like all of his shit about kids shows is just incredibly dark and it's funny. But his most recent one was about Paw Patrol. Like his most recent video period was about Paw Patrol, and he was just counting the frames that Zuma, this random dog, is in this show, and I'm just like, no one cares. It's a child's television show.
The fucking. All right. So, do you have anything else to say about this movie?
I'm trying to think of something because we still have to pad it for another 15 minutes.
Wait. Why do we have to pad it for another 15 minutes?
Best time to have a podcast is like an hour, according to Riley, and we're only at 45 minutes roughly.
Oh, according to Riley. Oh,
which he has a point. He does have a point with this one. It does help gauge your watch time easier, if that makes sense.
Okay. So then, what do you think I want to talk more about the robot cult because,
yeah, the robot cult is the best thing to talk about here because we can pad that out for God knows how long, maybe.
I have no idea. What was the point of having the robot cult? What are your thoughts on that?
The points of having the robot cult was to mirror Nazis because this was a 90s movie and everything was about Nazis if it wasn't like superheroes, if I remember right, because there was a fuck ton of World War II documentaries that came out in the 90s.
Didn't superheroes only really become a thing in like the 2000s?
Yeah, but there were still the Batman movies going on. Like DC superheroes was like a big thing in the 90s. Like how we have Marvel now, there was like Batman, there was the Superman movie, there was like the Flash TV show from the 90s, which was really good. It was just a parallel to Nazis because of how many. I also think the Nazis were still kind of impacting France at the time, to an extent. Like what was left of like what they did was still impacting them.
Really?
I think.
I mean, I guess World War II is like a kind of a big deal.
Yeah, World War II is kind of a big deal, and they're in Europe, so it kind of makes sense. But now, I have a question. What the fuck was that altar at the front of the room that all of the cyborgs were in? Like, when we see clone number 4, or whatever number he is, walk in with, I assume that's supposed to be his mother? I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just like this altar with 2 giant fucking candles on it. What the fuck is that a reference to?
That's a reference to like Catholic altars.
This might not just be Nazis. This might just be them fucking with the Catholic Church.
Not really. In fact, the Nazis hated the Catholics.
Oh, I know this, but the movie might just be saying, "Hey, fuck you, Catholic Church."
I'm a
with
Catholic.
That.
I don't think. I mean, I'm a Catholic. I didn't really get that.
You're a Catholic? I thought you were a Christian.
Catholics are Christians.
Not the fuck.
You didn't know that Catholics were Christians?
I thought they were like a different thing.
No,
because there's like Christians, Catholics, and then Christians had like different denominations that weren't Catholic because the Catholics broke off a fuck ton while before like all of the different denominations came in.
No. Hold on. The Protestants broke off from us. The Catholic Church was the original.
Oh wait, yeah, that is right. I'm not a religious person, as anyone would know.
Mm-hmm.
I do not care for like any kind of church at all, almost. So, and, oh well. Get mad in the comments, Christians. Go ahead.
You didn't think Catholics were Christians.
I thought they were like a different religion, like legally.
No,
because there are multiple monotheistic religions. That's kind of where I got this idea from. It's like I know there's multiple monotheistic religions that are very clearly based on the same fucking thing, but call themselves a different religion. If that makes sense.
I mean, Catholics and Christians are like Catholics and Protestants like worship
each other.
What?
Fucking hate each other.
No, I don't hate Protestants. I don't hate anybody.
Too cutes.
I don't hate anybody.
Sure.
I love all people.
Sure.
Atheists stay mad.
I'm not an atheist. That's the fucking thing. Any religion could be right. I just don't care to figure out which one is. Like I will be judged by whoever the fuck is actually in charge. I don't care.
Can you say some stuff about the Jews?
Why would I say something about the Jews? They've been through enough.
You said you hate any religion.
I did not say I hate any religion. I said I believe any religion could be correct. I just don't care enough to go back and figure out which one is correct. I don't necessarily hate religion. I'm just not religious. Like, you can believe what you want, but there are certain biases that have kind of affected all of history towards certain religions.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Um, Back to the robot Nazis. Those were some really fucking cool designs.
I
How
like the green eye thing.
I like just the like mechanical eye of it. It's like, okay, we're gonna give blind people the ability to see, but only out of one eye. Makes me
Yeah.
wonder if we got to see higher ups in this, would they just have two robotic eyes?
I mean, I think like the implication in the beginning of the movie is that they make you blind and then give you the robot eye.
Yeah, maybe. But then it would also like kind of imply that after or like once you've gotten high enough ranked into the thing, you would get both of your eyes.
I mean,
It's also shown that they're removable, which is the other weird part about
I mean,
this.
the priest didn't have two robot eyes.
Yeah, but I don't think the priest was high enough ranked because you know how there's like the Catholic ranking system? There's like priest, bishop, pope.
Archbishop.
I don't know
Cardinal.
all of the rank. I don't know all of the rankings. There's like
Yeah.
priest, bishop, pope, whatever the hell else. I think this guy was like the lowest tier aside from like common people. So if we got to see like I don't know the archbishop or something, they'd have like two eyes or two robot eyes, and it'd be fucking cool as shit. That makes sense.
I mean, yeah. You know, another big theme is the thing. The eyes themselves are like a big thing in this movie. Like how the tear creates like the Rube Goldberg effect.
Yeah.
Oh, we've officially gone for 1 hour.
Now we're only at 53 minutes. We're going off of the second recording thing.
Wait, hold on. Why does that say joined, like, you use /join at 2:55, but it's only at 53 minutes? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. It's probably because we didn't start talking for like a couple of or for a few seconds and it just picked up late.
That's not good.
Oh, but who knows? It definitely picked up my thing though. It picked up the introduction. But yeah, we could stop in 6 minutes.
So overall, what did you think of this movie?
It's a good movie. It's not gonna like take place over my favorite movie. It's definitely not taking place over Kubo and the Two Strings, and probably not gonna take Sweeney Todd's place at third. But
I mean,
it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's better than what Riley made us watch.
What did you say?
I said it's better than what Riley made us watch.
Oh yeah, Riley constantly tortures me with shitty movies.
Like, it's not a. It wasn't a bad movie, but this movie's better.
What did Riley want to make you watch? For the record,
I don't. Riley wanted to make me watch Paul Blart, and I just didn't want to watch Paul Blart.
he made me watch Paul Blart.
Yeah, he made you watch Paul Blart. he messaged me earlier and was like, "You fucking host cucked me," and I'm like, "No, I didn't. What the fuck you mean? We're recording in like 30 minutes." And he's like, "Wait, what? I thought it was." Or Kathy said it was going to interfere with us recording, and I'm like, "Probably not."
I didn't know what time we were going to record yet.
Yeah, I was like trying to finish up the movie. He sent this like 30 minutes from when I was about to be done, and I was like, you know what? I'm almost done. We should be fine. You will have your time because you have them from like 9 to like 10:30, I think. What movie are y'all even watching?
We're watching a movie I chose called The Prince of Egypt.
Animated or not animated?
Animated.
Okay, I know what movie you're talking about. I was about to say, if you're watching a not animated one, I have no clue what you're fucking talking about.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
I've heard about it. I have no interest in it. I'm glad he didn't ask me to come watch it. If he messages me now and asks me to watch it, I'm gonna be mad.
Hold on, let me just DM Riley and ask
No.
him.
Do not.
Bro really wants to watch The Prince of Egypt. He really likes that movie and wants to review it now.
No. Kathy, no.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Do not torture me with this. Okay, so I think we can start getting into our final thoughts and such.
All right.
Um,
Yeah, over.
who was your favorite character? Let's start there. I'm stealing Riley's questions.
I'm gonna say Urban.
Fair enough. I was
Who's-
going to say the diver.
That's fair.
What was your favorite scene?
That's a tricky one.
The what?
I'm gonna have to say the robot church one. That one really.
Yeah,
intrigued
that's fair. That's totally fair.
you.
Mine, when one is carrying the safe and they trip the fucking cop, it was just, yes. Fuck the police. That's what that vibe gave me, and I'm just like, yeah, this is funny.
All right.
What would you rank this out of 10?
8,
Actually-
7.5, somewhere around there.
Wait,
7.
actually, you know what? Let's change up the ranking system slightly from Riley's thing, just so he can't bitch at me about it. What would you rate this out of 100?
I'm gonna say 75.
Hmm.
What would you rate it?
I'd say about 73.
You know, at least Riley didn't make you watch the fucking Pokemon movie.
Oh no, I've been trying to get him to watch a Pokemon movie with me. I like Pokemon.
The movies make me want to blow my brains out.
Which ones?
All of them. I really
you.
have to go to the bathroom. Do I have permission to go?
We were just about to finish up. Yeah, we're close enough to an hour.
Okay, so I can go, please.
So, for those who have stuck around to the end, this is my new show. I'm going to try to make it weekly-ish. And I'm going to have different guests on every now and then. Kathy, where can our listeners find you?
Nowhere.
Yep. Needed you to say that real quick. Now you can leave. You can find me on Twitter at Crow Royalty. I definitely do not have another Twitter, and you will not find another Twitter that is supposedly me, as Riley tries to say. Check out Megazord Radio. We come out most weeks on Wednesdays. And check out the Issue Crew movie reviews, specifically, because I'm on a decent chunk of those. With that, I have been Crow. She has been Kathy. I don't know how to end this. See y'all fucking later.